Okay, my name is Ahmet Günes. I'm a PD practitioner. I work within the public sector and in the private sector with PD. In the public sector, I work with different ghetto areas within integration in Denmark. I also work with the educational system and how we can get low-income families and their children to get an education and go into the workforce in Denmark also. My journey started in the private sector. I'm a previous innovation and marketing manager for a couple of dealerships in southern Denmark. The case started with a service department. We have tried for almost 2.5 years using different methods to get this dealership working. The problem was that we had 6 dealerships. I've used best practice and other tools to get them be better in innovation and also in customer satisfaction, loyalty, performance, efficiency. And we were quite successful in 5 out of 6 of the dealerships. One of the dealerships we tried for 2.5 years, nothing worked. Lean, best practice, coaches, external consultants, everything. And actually they were really bad at customer satisfaction. We were one of the lowest in the rankings of this car brands. We were really bad at repairing cars. We made a lot of mistakes. We were quite slower than other guys. And also I had this turnover rate in the department because we have changed a lot of things. We have changed, okay, this doesn't work, we change a new service manager, we change a new parts manager, we change mechanics so we can fix the problem, but nothing actually worked. And I had this guy, a service director, the first sentence he started with was actually, he asked me, how many years have you been in the automotive industry? And I said, 2 years. And he said, okay, I've been here 25 years, so please just let me go and do my things, and you can do whatever you want because I know more than you do. And okay, he said, 2.5 years, we haven't actually accomplished anything with this department. So we said, okay, let's just forget all of the projects I've done, all the to-do list, all the checklists, all the policies that we made, and start from the scratch. Let's see. If we look at the customer satisfaction scores, we can see that usually we get quite low scores. But sometimes we actually have good scores. Like we have customers who are set 100 out of 100 in scores. So what actually happens? And we looked at the behavior and did it with the team. We found out that they did some quite interesting things. We have a parts manager who is quite good at diagnosing the customers' complaints. So he will always note what the customers were actually complaining about first, and then the ordinary service that they had to do from the brand. We had a technician out in the workshop who is actually calling the customers when the service department was not good enough in diagnosing the problems. He would call them by himself and ask them, okay, I'm actually working on your car right now, and I just want to be sure because I hear some noises. Is it this what you mean, or can I help you in another way? And did you forget anything that you would like me to do while the car is here? And we had this service manager who is quite good at explaining what was done on the car. So if you have a technician that explains specifically, technically, what the customers or the technician has done to the car to fix it, the customer don't understand anything, go out there, maybe pay 1,000 euro or 2, but without actually knowing what happened to the car. So a good way of explaining how you repair the car is actually some of the behaviors we found in this project. But we also did another way of working with this team. So we described dream scenarios, and one of the tasks was we have 6 problem areas that we want to describe dream scenarios on, but 5 of them they could describe. The 6th, they are not allowed to describe it. They had to tell it in another way. So they could sing it, they could dance it, they could draw it. And this guy in the beginning who said to me, you know what, I've been here 25 years, just leave. He was like standing up and did a rap about how you should actually do customer service. And I have this rap, I can send it to you also. And it changed the whole department. They went from being the lowest in customer satisfaction to be one of the best in Denmark in 9 months. But also 6 years later, they are still some of the best. So the sustainability of the behavior we found and the like taking the behavior and make it available for the larger group was a huge point in a sustainable way. Yeah. One thing that was quite interesting about this case was also that if you look at the customer satisfaction scores, some of the questions were this location of the department, how good is it? The customer satisfaction area, customer waiting area, how is it? The coffee machine and the toilet, how is it? All of those things actually did change in the survey. We didn't change anything about the location. It was the same place, but we went from being the really in the low end in Denmark to being some of the best locations in Denmark, and we didn't change anything, but it's about how you actually feel you're getting the service. And I've also tried to apply this method to other private sector companies with success, but also, of course, with failures. And one of the cases I've used is in the eBay Salesforce in Denmark. And we actually cut off the process quite a short time after we started it, because sometimes in the private sector, there are companies or the management would like to see results quite quickly, so they want a quick fix in some way, because it's nice to just leave a check mark and say, yeah, I've done the project. But if you look for sustainable solutions, maybe it's not always good to just bring in best practice and quick fixes. So we discussed this and we started the project. So we tried to change the behavior around the system and the Salesforce. But due misunderstanding and not actually clearly discussing the expectations of the project, we stopped it 2 months in and actually left it without any ending to the project.